Hello, hello, scholars. How are you all doing today? Today we are going to be talking about tall tales. And so I wanted to post a Bitmoji of myself. Um, some of you may look at this picture and just think it's the most hilarious thing ever. Uh, but when I say that I'm a strong person, that I am strong, usually people don't imagine this picture of me holding a barbell on the tip of my finger, like effortlessly, right? Well, that's basically kind of what a tall tale is, okay? A tall tales are stories of exaggeration where the truth is stretched, okay? We've been talking about figurative language, and we had a good time talking about hyperboles. Hyperboles are an exaggeration. One of the hyperboles that are most common said and heard is, I'm so hungry I can eat a horse. Well, you can't actually eat a horse, but it gives the person you're talking to a kind of an idea you must be extremely hungry. Okay. And when I say that I'm strong, this is an exaggeration. I wouldn't consider myself to be physically strong, but more like mentally strong. Okay. All right. So let's talk about folk tales, fables, and tall tales. Okay. So we've talked about folk tales, we've talked about fables, and we have talked about tall tales. Okay, so folk tales they are common people or animals. They are the characters. There's a problem to solve. There's good versus evil. Phrases are repeated. There's a happy ending. The stories are longer. There's magic, and there's a problem to be solved. And it's good versus evil. Okay, so a fable is animals acting like people, a problem or trick, some type of trickery. It teaches a moral lesson. It has a short story. It's not always a happy ending. It's fiction and has personification. And personification is kind of like the leaves were dancing in the wind. It takes on a human-like characteristics, even though it's not human. Okay, so today we're learning about tall tales, and these are usually people with superhuman, supernatural powers. It takes place during a real time in history. A problem is solved in a humorous, funny way. Lots of hyperboles, lots of exaggeration and stretching the truth. It tells about the great things a person has done, and a lot of content times it is fiction. But in many instances, it is based on a real person. It's just exaggerated. Okay, so let's talk about Baco's bill. Uh-oh, let me go back. Oh man, I'm going all the way. It's like that. All right, my PowerPoint went a little loopy, so back to where we left off. Okay, so let's talk about Baco's bill. Um, we're going to talk about some of the elements of Tall Tales. The main character is bigger than life and has superhuman abilities. Okay, he's going to be super tall, 7, 8, 9, 10 feet tall, muscles like iron, just everything exaggerated. Okay, all superhuman abilities. Some of the famous tall tale characters are Johnny Appleseed, even though Johnny Chapman, who is also known as Johnny Appleseed, was an actual real person. But some of the stories that have been retold have been exaggerated. Pecos Bill, Paul Bunyan, Davy Crockett, Sally Ann Thunder, and Whirlwind Crockett, Mike Fink, John Henry, and Ann Oakley. And there are going to be some videos in this assignment attached to this assignment to talk about a few of these characters here. Tall tales were first told in America by the settlers who made their homes in the American wilderness. In those days, people didn't have TV, computers, or electric lights to read by, so they told stories for their entertainment. Can you imagine not having any source of entertainment and you know about this one person, but instead of telling about that person exactly the way you know them or remember them, you just stretch the truth a little bit, add a little this and add a little that, and there you have a tall tale. And I remember being a little girl, and I would hear my grandparents say, "Is that the truth or a tall tale?" So um, these tales were told many years, and then as they're retold over the years, people add extras to it. Okay, so we're going to be drawing this chart in our reading notebook, or in our classroom folders. We're going to be talking about the ordinary part of a story, and then the exaggerated part of the story. Johnny Appleseed, for example. Yes, of course, he planted apple seeds everywhere, and he went around walking barefoot with a pot on his head, and he planted seeds. But some exaggerated part of the story is that he didn't have to eat, he didn't have to sleep, he just walked for miles and miles, never ever drinking a drop of water, and it's just exaggerated, okay? The real part of the story is there was a Johnny Appleseed who was born John Chapman, but some of the other parts that we know about Johnny Appleseed may be a little bit exaggerated. So we're going to be writing our own tall tale, okay? I want to hear the most exaggerated. This is your opportunity to just go all out, talk about any type of character. They can be 100 feet tall. They can be strong enough to carry a whole planet on their in their hand. I mean, just have yourself a ball, okay? Just remember, when you're writing your tall tale, I'm looking for capitalization and punctuation. I want to make sure that you are capitalizing proper nouns. Whatever name you give your tall tale character, make sure it's capitalized, okay? And make sure your tall tale hero uh, can accomplish some of the most amazing things and a little humor, because tall tales do have humor, and the humor of tall tales help people learn and to laugh in spite of the challenge that they're facing. And tall tales are often based on fact, but the facts are exaggerated, okay? And make sure you use your imagination, okay? Um, and I think that's about it. Alrighty. And make sure in your when you're talking about it, make sure that you know exactly what a tall tale is. And if you have read any tall tale books or stories, go ahead and share that with me too. Okay. I look forward to reading your responses, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson on tall tales. I'll see you all soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.